Hi guys!
And welcome to another episode of To My Younger Self,
the #1 support network for students and graduates.
made by young people for young people.
It's Aleesha here.
And it's your girl Praise.
And today we are joined by your favourite Oxford student, TikToker, Twitter sensation, it's Geli! It's so good to be here. Good to be here. That sounded so fake, like there's a gun to
It's good to be here! No, we're actually really happy to have you on.
Aww, literally.
When we first started this, we were like,
yeah.
Immediately we both wanted you. Like,
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh,
straight away.
no, I was so gassed when I got that email.
Wait, you know, because you're like actually funny. I can't tell if you're being serious.
No, I actually was so gassed because I didn't see you lot's names. So I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. Then I saw you lot's name and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
To be fair, I believe you because I know when you looked at the pitch deck, you was like, yeah.
We're quite proud of that pitch deck actually. But no, yeah. So welcome to our podcast. It's so great to have you on. Mm-hmm. We're gonna start this episode with something that we call the vibe of the week, and we do it for every episode. And essentially it's you recommending to our listeners like anything. It could be a movie, a film, a drink, something you've done that you'd recommend any of our listeners to do. And if you can't think right now, at least you can go first.
Okay,
so actually what? Okay, I'm watching the my Netflix documentary. I'm really obsessed with true crime. I'm one of those. Do you like true crime? Yes, you guessed it. I'm watching the Mendes brothers documentary.
Monsters, isn't it?
Yeah, Monsters. Have you seen it as well?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Okay, it's really good. I've actually not finished it. I'm halfway through, but I will finish it tonight because I'm like a serial binge watcher. But it's actually really good, and I think it's an interesting one because people are saying that the director, and he's the same guy that directed Jeffrey Dahmer, has not portrayed them well.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
hasn't portrayed them well.
Yeah, that's
hasn't. Because people are saying that like Lyle, the older brother, he's made him out to be really cocky in the show and unlikable, whereas apparently in real life he isn't like that. Because just for the listeners, in case you don't know, the whole story behind their case is that they killed both of their parents, but what was revealed was trigger warning as well, I should say. Trigger warning. But what was revealed was that the dad was abusing both of the sons, so that kind of was the reasoning behind what they did. So the whole case is like just kind of figuring out if that's true or not, essentially. But I think it's actually quite a good show. And there's another documentary coming out about it soon as well.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, in a couple of days. So watch it.
Okay. Have you got one, Jelly?
No, I haven't. I'm still.
Okay, I'll go
What did you say it
next.
could be again?
Anything. A
Book,
drink,
movie,
like a
food.
book, film, movie, series, holiday destination, activity. But I will do mine whilst you're
What did you
thinking.
do this week?
What did I do this week?
I will do mine. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'll
do yours.
give you another second to think.
My mind has gone blank.
Okay, so mine is actually a series recommendation. So it's called. It's a series called Prison Break.
Oh,
And I actually didn't watch it, but Reggie recommended it. to
so
me.
you went and watched it.
And after that, I was like, I might have a look, and I've been hooked.
It's too good.
Have you seen it? No, I've been told I need to watch it.
Good.
Oh, okay.
That was
Guys, I'll
my
watch it,
show.
I'll watch it.
It's so good.
That's my homework.
I haven't felt like this for a show in a long time, so I'm glad. Like,
what's it about? Just like without spoiling it.
it's about a brother who tries to go and save his other brother who's in prison. No, he's on the death row. And the brother's trying to get him out, like escape him.
Yeah, it's in the first episode. It's not a spoiler, but
Okay.
Get him out from prison by hiding. But yeah,
it's too good.
I'd recommend that everyone to go watch. Your turn, Jelly.
Okay, so my vibe of the week is so I don't know if you guys can see, you won't be able to see, but essentially my best friend, she did a technique on my nails which kind of like changed my life.
Ooh.
What she basically did was, it's a French tip, by the way, if you can't tell.
Oh, I can see.
You can kind of see. It's really like
so minimal.
like it's like clean. It's giving clean girl, like neutral. So I have the worst. Like my whole life, I've been so bad with like biting my nails. So I've gone into the habit of like painting my nails and just doing. But I can't do designs. Like I'm not the most artistic person in the world. So I'm just basic. So my friend was like, "Oh, like let me do your nails," and what she did essentially. It was like a ghetto French tip, but it still looks good. So she painted her thumb white, and then she kind of like pressed it against like the nail to make that tip, And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then afterwards, she added like a sheer layer of like a nude colour, if that makes sense, as opposed to doing the nude first, then the French tips, and then it looks a bit more seamless. So it kind of looks like...
But how did she get it so clean?
I don't know, she's so talented, because I tried to do it on my toes when she left, and it was a hot mess. But that was the vibe of the week, definitely, because like, I don't know, I just think it adds like a little, clean girl.
I like it. I like your rings as well.
Oh, thank you. I thought
I thought your vibe was the week with the rings.
I was gonna
no, that's the vibe as well.
No, yeah,
Louisa,
Oh, that's actually really good. Do you know what, guys? I want to show you one of Geli's TikToks, just for in case. This is my favourite one, just in case.
I think you commented on it, and I got the notification.
Just in case, like, you're living under a rock, you don't know who Geli is. I'm gonna cook.
If I don't just take my money, I can just take my money. How much money do you have?
That one was the most like, because usually with my TikTok, because they're point of views, like I like think about what I'm gonna say beforehand. But that video, because I stitched the video and it came up on my FYP, it was these like girls wearing bonnets and stuff like that. Like, so I was like, let me just do a random TikTok, and I just posted it. And then so many people thought it was so funny, but that's what was going through my mind.
How do you feel when people do like watch your stuff?
I cringe a little bit. I cringe. That one I like watching.
It's actually funny.
Some of because I do like an annoying voice when I'm doing point of views, and I hate. I know it's for like comedic effect.
Yeah.
But I just hate hearing like how I speak.
Do you ever like go through? We're going off topic here, but do you ever go through your like TikToks and watch them back?
Yeah, I do sometimes. Like I was doing that the other day. I went all the way down to like lockdown, like looking through my TikToks, and it's crazy how much like humor has evolved. Yeah. Like since then as well. Like back then it was so corny to the point like everyone thought it was so funny, but now I feel like
if you did it
corny, like if I heard it now, I'd get people commenting like, what the hell is this? So it's just funny how humor's evolved.
Sometimes I do that with my Instagram. I start stalking myself when I get a new follower to see what it looks like from their perspective. Do you know what I mean?
I do not do that. No.
Really? I do that
I'm someone where like once I post and I genuinely never look back.
Yeah.
So like my family and I have fights with my brothers. Every Christmas they try to put my YouTube videos on the TV.
Yeah.
In front of family. I tell you.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I can't do it.
That's
so I'm slow.
But anyway, so back to education, because you mentioned you've been at Oxford. You came from Oxford actually.
I just came from Oxford.
So
this
shout
morning.
out to Geli for making that long journey. But if you wouldn't mind describing, that's such a pun, your journey to Oxford.
Huh?
See how you made your journey here from Oxford.
Made a journey to Oxford.
Yeah.
Actual journey to Oxford.
Yeah. Describe your like actual journey. Like tell us, like what other unis did you apply for? You know, was it always Oxford? Why Oxford?
What course are you doing actually?
I'm doing chemistry.
Chemistry, yeah.
So my Oxford journey isn't like amazing, I don't think. It wasn't like, I've always had a burning desire to go. So essentially, my brother was in the hospital when we were young in Oxford, in John Radcliffe, because that's like the best university there, and he was there for a while. And so it was quite depressing, like being there, obviously, when my brother's not well. So my parents would take us on, like, them like sightseeing. I think they have them in London. The buses,
Oh, they have that in Oxford as well?
Yeah, they have that in Oxford, yeah. So we went on that for the first time. This is when I was like 8, and I was looking around, I was like, wow, this is so cool. And this was like, like, it was giving Hogwarts vibes. I was like, this is really like cute. I just liked the place. And so like flash forward to like secondary school, I did my GCSEs, but I always liked UCL. I think my sister and I were just like, UCL is just giving like mature. I don't know why. Like we knew nothing about university, but like all the cool people we knew went to UCL. So I was like, I want to go to UCL.
Yeah.
But then when I was in sixth form, I had no idea what I wanted to do. For the longest time, I was thinking, okay, maybe I should do law. I was thinking maybe chemical engineering. I just didn't know. Yeah, we all had that law phase, in it? Like,
but then Praise actually did it.
You actually like went ahead of it. But I was like, nah. I was like, because with the A levels I was doing and like how.
What A levels did you do? Sorry.
Oh, I did maths, chemistry, German, and Latin.
Okay.
So Latin was quite essay based because you have to do a lot of analysis.
Yeah.
But I just felt like with the things I was doing, I wanted something to be a bit more technical, a bit more like like problem solving, as much as there is that in law, but just a bit more like the analytical kind of side. So I looked at my A-levels again and I was like, I actually do enjoy chemistry, and I was like, okay, I should pursue chemistry. And then just thinking about where I should do it was like a big question. So I liked the UCL course, but I think what I liked about Oxford was the fact that like for the first 3 years you're just doing like exams, you're doing lectures, you have tutorials, which are basically mini classes with like 2 or 3 students with your tutor, and then you have practicals as well and exams done. But then in 4th year, because it's an integrated masters, so I'm now in my 4th year.
Congrats.
Thanks. I should have dropped.
How many years?
Is
this your final?
It's my last year.
Okay, go.
You said that I wanted to give up many times, so that thanks is heavy. But in your 4th year, it's just a master's project where you're just purely just like researching something specific to do with chemistry. So no lectures, no exams.
That's good.
Just 9 to 5, just
that's
in the lab,
nice,
weekends off. Like I actually like that, and a lot of people say that it's a chill year because essentially it's like you're not really doing much, and it's only worth like 25% of your grade. So it's like, so like there's a lot of leeway in which you can get to like mess up your grade. So it's quite a chill year for me. I think the only difficulty is, of course, like as I said earlier, the terms are extended. So instead of the usual 8 weeks and 5 weeks holiday I have like 12 weeks and 2 weeks holiday. So that is a bit of adjustment.
Wait, what? 12 weeks?
Of learning. So
and then a 2 weeks holiday?
Yeah, so 2 weeks at Christmas, 2 weeks in Easter, and I finish in July. So like that is...
sounds intense.
Yeah, like there's a lot of getting used to.
Yeah.
I think so, like, because I'm the type of person to like wake up at like a late amount of time and like do work when I feel like it, when I can't really, like I have to, it's like a 9 to 5, I have to structure my day a bit differently. But that's what I liked about the course, and that's why I was like, Oxford, I loved the city, I loved like the vibe it was giving, and also the course layout just made a lot of sense for me. Because I was like, okay, in my 4th year, since I have a lot more time, even though it doesn't sound like it, but in the first 3 years are intense because you're just like studying and stuff. But since I have like a lot more time, like when I leave the lab at 5, like I'm done for the day. So that means like I have more time to apply to things, apply to jobs and stuff like that. Like I can clearly structure it, you know what I mean? And like extracurriculars as well.
That's good.
And then just rewinding to like your actual application to Oxford, because obviously that is, I mean, Oxbridge is the most competitive university in the UK.
Yeah, so competitive.
So, you know, did you do, like, were you always good at school? Like, GCSEs, A-levels, did you love school?
Yeah, I was actually, that's the thing.
Yeah?
Before Oxford, I call it BO and AO, like BC, AD.
Oh, yeah.
So BO, you know, I was like...
That's not a good word, though.
It's not a good word, BO,
But yeah.
I was, like, in the least, like, cocky way ever. Like, I thought school was fine. Like, I coped well with exams. Like, I wasn't overexerting myself. I was quite chill, taking stuff, you know, healthy amount of studying.
Do you think that's because you worked hard, or do you think it was, like, natural?
I think it's because I consistently worked hard. And also having my sister, who, like, we're twins, and, like, she's also working hard, so, like, I can't slack, so I've got to also work hard. And so having that... and she's at Cambridge. So paid off in the end. And also like going to like a grammar school as well. It was a girls' grammar. So being with like girls like-minded, like they're all working hard like
that. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, that's an interesting experience.
Because some people I know who went to all girls hated it.
I feel like I would hate it personally.
Yeah, there were some moments where I was like, the girls were a bit like...
Tell us like one of the moments that was like, ooh.
Oh, let me think.
Yours was mixed, right?
I went to an all-girls primary school.
Oh.
And then secondary school mixed.
Let me think. The worst time.
There's so many to pick
No, there are actually too many to think of. Just like people kissing people's exes.
Oh.
Because we had like a brother school. So like that was like, we were kind of like a school, all a school, but not like a, does that make sense?
That's quite common though.
We knew everyone there, they knew all of us, So like, a lot of people were like dating. So for example, my ex went to that school. And like, stuff like that. And so, it was just messy.
Yeah, okay.
I think that was the best way to describe it. But like, everyone was like, cohesive and nice, and like everyone worked hard and stuff. And like,
you mentioned your sister goes to Cambridge.
Yes.
And obviously you go to Oxford. Do you feel like, what was like home life like in terms of that? Do you feel like your parents pushed you to work hard, or like obviously they're proud of you?
What's the secret? What are your parents feeding you guys?
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing that I don't want to say annoys me, but the thing that like the misconception is like like your parents, like people like put our success onto our parents. Yeah. Listen, I love them, but they weren't the ones that like they were quite chill. I feel like they were quite chill in the sense that like they, for example, they didn't like when we studied too late. They motivated us and they knew we were smart, but they were never like, you need to work so hard. Like they were like, really good. You need to like stop studying and just chill. I think it was quite intrinsic, our motivation.
That's good, because I know that's a lot of like, you know, from ethnic households, that's a common pressure. So that's actually really good. Yeah, with like tiger parenting and stuff. But like our parents were quite like, they knew we were capable of so many things, and so like when we thought we did bad in an exam, like they were like, you guys need to chill out, like it's not that bad, like we're proud of you. Like even at university, like after one exam, like I called my mum like, oh mum, I have flopped, and she's like, no, you should be so proud of yourself. Like it's not the typical African parent like that's actually really nice.
So I think that's what really helped, I think, with having having too much like pressure from them, because you know how like teenagers are, like if your parents are telling you, oh, do one thing, you just want to do the opposite. And I know that if my parents like pushed me too much, I would have like burnt out at quite an early age. So I think that was the secret, like them just kind of like taking a step back, and like when we needed help, like they would like help us. For example, like I said I did German A-level. My dad is actually fluent in German. But he's never ever like helped me with my German. He's never been like, oh, you're doing it wrong, or you're speaking it wrong. Like I think it was only like one time I asked him for help, but it's like do you know what I mean? Like it was quite, they let us kind of do our own thing and navigate life ourselves.
I feel like that's allows you to like think for yourself, as opposed to like think, like you know they're always going to be there for you, but you have a mind of your own.
No, you know, I'm very grateful that my parents are like that as well, because I feel like my dad is like strict when it comes to education. Like you have to, you know, try your best, kind of. There's no slacking, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, he never ever pressured me to do a particular course, particular uni, or like if something didn't go great, he would be supportive. So I feel like that's really important. And hopefully, as the next generation of parents, we can carry that forward as well.
I think so. I mean? No, definitely.
Because it's crazy.
I think I'll be a bit more strict, because
I'm gonna be strict.
I think I will be.
I think I'll be strict. Like,
but I do feel like the generation below isn't like us.
What, Gen Alpha?
So we're Gen Z. What's the other Gen?
Gen Alpha, isn't it?
Gen Alpha. Different kind. So that's why we feel like
that's my little sister. Do you know what? The day I realised I'm going to be a strict parent is my little sister, Aleesha. She does things. She's allowed to do things where I'm like, no, like I actually wouldn't allow that.
No, same. That's
when I realised I'm gonna be strict.
When I see the way my parents like.
They get soft, isn't it? Like so as they go older, I'm just like, Mom,
let's bring back strictness. Like,
what really back in. That's really bad. That's so funny. But you got straight A stars at A level as well.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I remember this from. I took your little what's it called? Your bio from ABC.
Oh yeah.
So you did further maths, right?
No. I did maths, chemistry, German, and Latin. I didn't want to do further maths because like when I started year 12, as I said, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I just literally just chose the stuff that I was good at and that I like enjoyed. Does that make sense?
That's what I always say is like the best combination.
Pick
like
you enjoy.
Pick what you're good at, and then also what you're good at. Because you're more likely to do well in something that you're actually doing as well.
That is so
I had a question. What other unis did you apply to? Sorry.
UCL, Bath, King's, Warwick.
King's.
I applied to. The thing is, when I was choosing universities, I chose ones that were close to me because like I didn't want to move anywhere too far.
Wait, where are you from? Sorry, Reading.
Reading.
I didn't want anywhere like too far. Like I wanted somewhere where I was like southern. So when I chose King's, I don't actually know why I chose King's. They gave me a contextual, which was quite good. But yeah, I don't know why I chose King's. I didn't choose Imperial because a lot of chemist, like.
Yeah, I was gonna say Imperial's like typical sciencey one, isn't it?
I didn't choose it because number one, like just what people have said about it is quite like the vibe is a bit off, and also because they like recommended people to have another scientific subject. So they wanted maths and chemistry, but they also wanted maybe like further maths, biology or physics or something like that, which I didn't have. Which wouldn't have been an issue, but I just didn't want to like waste a spot on my
that definitely
and
makes
also, what was I gonna say? Also, they wanted an interview, and I just didn't want to do another one. Like,
you only have to do it for Oxford.
I had to do it for Oxford, yeah.
Kings wanted an interview.
No, Imperial.
Oh, Imperial. I was gonna say.
Kings
requested an interview. Do they think
Aleesha?
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
No,
oh my
fair
gosh.
enough. And question: does Imperial require an interview for everything? Because I had no idea.
I think it's certain courses.
I think my sister applied to Imperial for chemical engineering.
Wait, so both you and your sister both do science?
Yeah.
Wow.
We both do science, but quite different. Like,
that's very
a lot of people think it's similar, but it's
I can imagine.
But yeah, she got an interview for there, but they were cheeky because on their website, I think it said A-star AA, and she got the offer, but they asked for A-star, 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 like, which is insane. Like, so
that's
she
crazy.
didn't like.
You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. She didn't ensure it. She
crazy.
didn't firm it.
No.
She just like.
Wait, trending piece of news. I just thought of it now. It's to do with university rankings. I don't know if you both have seen.
Oh,
LSE has
yeah,
overtaken
I saw
Oxbridge.
that.
How do you feel?
I was like. Okay.
You know what?
I don't know how do they measure it? Is it if it's in terms of happiness?
Please.
No,
but how do they, like, what factors are they considering?
All the factors.
Tell me the factors now.
I think
I think it was grades. The grades that came out with as well. They said
enough.
that more people from LSE came out with first and stuff.
Oh, fair.
Higher grade
you know what's
average.
interesting? I feel like they're always watching, but they won't say anything to people who aren't from LSE.
Yeah, like give LSE its props, man. Come on, number one in the UK. Woo!
We'll wait till next year now.
But that was a crazy bit of news though, because it's literally everywhere. Like first time in history that Oxford has been dethroned.
I'm just as shocked. What I mean.
I think it was St Andrews last year. I don't know. It's always like Andrews. And...
I think that's the thing with university rankings. They all say different things and they all fluctuate.
And I wouldn't rely too much on them. Like I rely on the ones that are most consistent. Like cool, but what. I feel like it's subjective at the same time.
It is.
Because each one's based off of different factors.
Yeah.
I feel like once you're at uni, that's when you know where everyone kind of has their own sort of mental ranking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we all know which unis stand where, which unis are good, and da. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But anyway, so now you're at Oxford. You've been there for 4 years. So I feel like you're in a good position to talk about what it's like and your experience there. So first thing I wanted to talk about was your experience being a black student at Oxford and if you had any mad stories. Because there was one funny story time I heard. I think it was Ibs Mo, potentially, at Cambridge. And he said that he had, I don't know if it's him or if it's someone else, but they said that they had planting in their kitchen and someone threw it away because they thought it was rotten bananas.
You know, Aleesha, I did not know what you just said then.
What do you think I said?
I thought you were saying planting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Like, you mean plantain?
I mean planting, guys.
That's
Come on,
let's
leave that Caribbean versus African debate.
I thought you meant planting. I was like, what? Oh, plantain, yeah.
Let's leave it, man. That's like year 7.
We'll continue, but it's you meant. We know what you meant.
Yeah.
Black. What's the craziest black thing? The thing is, there's been a lot of crazy like things that have happened because I'm black, but I think the classism is more so like the bit that gets me like, whoa. Like, I think it was the second day. I had a comm. And this other girl, she was in my college, but she didn't have the same comm as me.
Yeah.
And she was talking about my comm, and she was like, have you seen it? She didn't not knowing I lived there. She's like, have you seen it? Like, it looks like a council home. I said, oh!
What's wrong?
Oh! Second day, I said this is about to be a long 4 years.
Yeah, that's actually mad.
Like, you can hear, like...
Very, like, out of touch.
Yeah, a lot of people are out of touch, I think.
You know, I realised that's the same thing with LSE, though.
I suppose,
and it wasn't until third year I realised it. Like, I don't want to get myself into trouble here, but... Even, like, some of my friends, they would say things, and I would just be like,
Oh, that's not...
I have never, Like, genuinely, but at LSE, I don't know. How?
Because, alright, listen, there's not a problem with people being wealthy and rich. My problem is people that are wealthy and rich and out of touch and that they make insensitive comments, and I feel like that's when classism becomes a problem. And something that, for example, a comment that was said to me in 3rd year, see how I'm doing my jaw realignment surgery? I don't know if you knew
I didn't know that, but
I'm doing jaw realignment surgery with NHS, and my girl was like, oh, I would never do anything with NHS. Never. I would only go private healthcare. And I was like, golly.
The thing is, I can't even comprehend
that's
like
do you know
not
what I
doing
mean?
it.
Yeah, like that's just like, come on, guys, that's just like a bit of insensitivity. Do you get me?
A bit.
a bit.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
But oh my gosh, because I always wondered, like, with your skits and your TikToks that you post, is there like truth behind that, like the pods?
Definitely. I think like, especially the Oxford ones, like I don't just make it up out of thin air. Like this is stuff that's happened. Like, do you know what I mean? Like obviously I'll add like a comedic element.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned the council home thing in one of my skits.
Yeah, because I do think I remember hearing
complaining about Scouts. So Scouts is basically like we get cleaners who come and like empty your bins like every other day.
Yeah.
Or they'll clean your room maybe like once a week.
Really?
Me, I clean my room
That's
like
so
every
good.
Sunday, so it's like there's not really much to clean. She'll just like hoover when I can't be bothered to get the hoover and stuff like that.
I heard this. Sorry to interrupt you. I heard this from a friend actually. He said that the cleaners come, and he said that even if he has a girl over, like in his bed with him, they still come.
They'll
and clean.
come. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's happened to me before, but moving swiftly on. But yeah, they'll just like burst it, like, because you're meant to like knock and be like, oh, like housekeeping. So sometimes they'll just burst in, like. I don't even want to say that story time, but that's happened for another day. So like some people will like speak badly on them, and like some people leave there, like some people don't know how to clean as well. I think that's with every uni, like you're shocked. Some people don't have like home training, like they don't know how to like clean up after themselves. Their bins are piling up, their room is a mess. Like I just don't understand how people like.
Oh, that just made me think of something that made me sick. 1st year at LSE Bankside House, someone used a kitchen to make soup. Someone used a kettle to make soup inside the kettle, and I went to make myself a cup of tea, and soup started coming out, and I said, this is the day I'm ordering a kettle from Amazon, and I'm not coming back into this kitchen again.
I would have been fuming.
Like, what is wrong with people? Who decided to make soup inside a kettle?
That's...
Yeah. Oh my days, okay, it's unrelated, but I have another story time.
Yeah.
I have two actually. One happened to me. The other happened like in the university, but everyone heard about it. The first one, I come back from a long day, like a tutorial. I go to my the corridor. I just see like a pile of vomit, on the floor, just on the corridor. So. There. We have a massive Snapchat group chat with me and other people in my college. I sent the nastiest... like, they saw the real Geli that day. I sent the nastiest message. Like, whoever did this, clean it up. All types of expletives. Like, I wasn't the nice, funny TikTok girl that day. I was like, you need to sort, like, go off. Then the girl who did it, bless her heart, she's actually, like, a good friend. Yeah. She's like, I'm so sorry, Geli. I was... drunk. I'm like, oh, okay, haha. Just sort it out. I don't care. Listen. You know, sometimes you can't help it, but like, it's in the morning and you did it last night, so you left it like marinating for the whole night. Fairs. Okay, cool. That was the first bit that annoyed me. The second bit, I got second-hand annoyance. Yeah. So someone had like pooed on the corridor. Like
this is in Oxford.
On the corridor. So then the people in charge.
Sorry.
I don't know. I have another story time.
Like that.
I have another story time. This is even madder. This happened to my friend.
Go on.
This one, they pooed on the corridor. They messaged on whoever was living in the corridor. The university messaged and said, if it's not cleaned up by so and so time, what was the ultimatum? There was some form of ultimatum like, everyone was getting fined. So someone had to clean it. Whoever did it had to clean it.
Did you see the poo?
I didn't, thank God. I didn't see the poo. But that happened, so someone did that. The third one is even mad. This happened to my good friend. So basically, this wasn't in my comm. There's another comm, yeah. So he was gone for the he was gone for the day. But in his accom, like, it's not like a fire door, so you don't have a key. Someone had gone into his room as a dare. He, till this day, doesn't know who it is. Someone has gone into his room as a dare, pooed, made it into the form of a square on his floor, onto the form of a square, and left.
I'd move out. I'm sorry. No.
This is like big Oxford, you know. This is crazy.
I was like to him, because I didn't know about this, because like this was said on the accom group chat, everything. I would look to him in like, someone would have got, like, forgive me, someone would have got shot.
Yeah.
Someone would have got shot.
I would be running around the whole accom. I'd be like,
listen, someone would have gotten shot.
That's crazy.
Because what do you mean? Who on my floor? Someone would have actually.
Yeah.
I can't
disbelief.
I can't explain what I would have
this is real.
done.
I actually can't believe
But this is my good friend. Like, bless his heart, he's so sweet.
No.
Oh.
I
I don't know how we move on from that. That's insane.
Because who's cleaning that?
Do you know what I mean? I don't even know what happened in the end, but
That is insane.
Are you allowed to install cameras?
I don't know. But I'm just like, surely someone would have seen it, like, because it was like
Yeah,
a drunk,
yeah.
like.
I'm sure there's cameras in the hallways and
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying,
actually.
like, surely. But
Yeah.
in my com there isn't, so I don't think in their com there would be.
Oh.
But like, what?
What hall was that? Do you know? What college?
College. So it
Sorry.
was my college. That one was my college, but it wasn't in the com I was
Which
at.
college?
Queens.
Queens. Okay.
Queens.
So
You know
don't go
one
to
thing
Queens.
I
I'm
will
not joking.
say, in the past like 2 years, I've met more Oxford people.
Oh, have you?
And before, I used to prefer
I don't know
Cambridge
anyone from
people
Oxford.
to Oxford people. Until I realised that Oxford people are more normal. Like,
Yeah,
you
you
guys
think?
are great.
Aw.
Yeah.
I've never been to Oxford actually, but I've been to Cambridge a couple of times.
You never been to Oxford?
No.
No, I don't like how Oxford looks.
Oh, do you?
I hated it. When I toured it, I was like,
Yeah.
But the people you seem very nice.
Aww.
Apart from ones that are peeing on people's floor.
Yeah, apart from them ones. But other than that,
Literally.
yeah, no, but the thing
That's
is,
so
like,
funny.
with Cambridge, a lot of people. My sister chose it because it was more diverse. Like, I went to a
Yeah, is
house
that
party.
true?
Yeah, I went to a house party, at Cambridge. It was like her best friend was doing a house party, so
Yeah.
I went. Me and my other friends from Oxford went, and we were shocked at the amount of black people. She's
That's
like,
mad.
this isn't even half. Like, shocked. There was just the place was packed with black people. Like, it was vibing, cold. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was
Wow.
like, I was like,
When
damn.
I went to Cambridge, I wasn't seeing that. I went to a house party in Cambridge, and it shouldn't even be called a party. There was literally like 4 people standing around they didn't even have socks on. It was like it was like the maths department or something like that.
fair
And there
enough,
was
fair enough.
no diversity in sight. And just like I spent the whole weekend in Cambridge, and the diversity was just not there.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
That's the
actually.
one thing with being like in London that is good, because
Yeah.
even if your uni isn't diverse, you step outside and
you
London
still
is
see-
diverse.
Yeah. That's
You see
yeah.
everyone.
So with like going to Oxford, obviously it's a top institution and imposter syndrome is something that people talk about a lot. I did that. Don't know why I did that. But do you feel like that's something you ever felt when you got there? Or
Almost to this day.
to this day.
Yeah, no, definitely imposter syndrome.
Really?
In the sense that,
Yeah.
like, I think because I've had a good like academic like background, I thought it would be calm.
Right.
But it's a whole different like learning like journey, like
yeah.
lectures, for example. Like in school, I was so used to like putting my hand up, stop, ping when, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I hear
and
that.
like really getting, like, do you know what I mean? And it's so easy to miss lectures. I thought 9 a.m. start would be calm. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Like, obviously doing 18 years where you're like basically awake 7 a.m. stuff, it's so much harder in university, like,
Yeah.
for some reason. And also just like, I wasn't learning stuff as quickly as I wanted to. Like, it was just taking me too long to learn certain stuff. And so when it came to first year exams, like, it didn't go well. Got through it and I was like, okay, that didn't go well. Like, thank God it didn't count because I averaged so low. Like, but like, I was like, okay, thank God that doesn't count. Then second year and third year, I was like, okay, like, the exams, like, they weren't great. Like, there were some that were really good, some that were bad. So it kind of averaged out, like, like, okay, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
nothing amazing, but it's just a bit annoying because for the work that I put in, like, at any other university, that's like easily like
Yeah.
80,
I feel like that's the
whatever
thing with going
percent,
to
yeah.
uni as well. Like, it's just such a jump, such a step up.
It's such a jump, and I think a lot of people agree that chemistry is the most intense course at Oxford.
Yeah.
In terms of like the amount of lectures, we've got to do practicals and lab reports, we've got to do the tutorials. In first year we had maths as well. Like it was so intense, and like a lot of people take a year out, a lot of people like drop out. Like so I'm just happy to have gotten through it.
You're gonna feel incredible when you graduate.
When I graduate, when I have that cap and gown, I'm gonna feel like I'm on cloud nine.
Are you happy you made the decision? Like, would you make it again?
Yeah, I wish I would do it again, but I would do it differently in the sense like I would maybe get a more strict routine a bit earlier, and like actually know how to go about doing, how to go about studying. I feel like my technique, especially in first year, like my technique was so bad. Like, I left everything till last minute, and even in third year, like I hadn't even perfected it yet. So like I'm happy I don't have exams, and like I have a thesis where it's like
you're working on that.
I'm working on that, so like I know I'm in control of like how that goes. Because even with exams, like there were topics like I'd studied like the back of my hand, and then the questions like I just couldn't do. Like it was just so mad. Like I just couldn't do the questions, even though I'd been studying it for like
That's how this
months.
year of law school felt.
Honestly, like it's just mad how exams can go. And so I've just
You're
always
nearly
hated
there.
exams. I'm
You're nearly there.
God. When I was at uni, like things weren't sticking in my head like it was for like A levels and GCSEs. Like it just wasn't sticking.
But you didn't sit. Did you sit your A levels?
Well, we did assessments.
Yeah, that's the same as
yeah,
mine.
we did like assessments. So it was like
Got uni 6.
it was like pretty much A levels. Like I wouldn't say like I didn't do my A levels because they were like actual exams.
I have a question for you actually. So when I was at secondary school, a lot of us would talk about applying to Oxbridge and stuff, but there's actually quite a few of us that were like put off from applying, mainly around the whole diversity bit that we spoke about, and not feeling like you'd be represented and feeling like an imposter. Like, what advice would you give to any listeners that might be experiencing that and it might be putting them off from applying?
I would say like it sounds daunting at first, but you would genuinely find your people. Like I've met my like lifelong like best friends at university, and I did not expect that. And I think with people getting a bit hung up on diversity and stuff like that, it's like you don't need like loads and loads of people to find that look like you and like have similar backgrounds to you to find your good, like your people, if that makes sense. Like I've got a lot of close friends who are like, who don't look like me at all. Like one of my good friends is like a white bi man from like Hertfordshire. Like, do you know what I mean? Like looks nothing like me. We don't have much alike, but like,
I think it's good to have loads of friends from like different places as well, to be fair.
Yeah. So like even that, like that shouldn't put you off. Also there are like societies where you can meet people.
True.
Like African Caribbean Society, or like 93% Club if you have one, which is essentially like
For state school
students. Like,
was your ACS good? Did you get involved? Or?
Yeah, it was. I was PR officer, and it was really fun.
I feel like I remember seeing something.
Yeah, you know, I used to do a little
it's good,
editing. Yeah, so I loved doing that because I just found it so fun. But it was time consuming. It was really time, because I think our ACS compared to other ones, like we took it quite like seriously. Like it was like every week.
There's always one year, like one committee that takes it very seriously, and then the next
year
just
lax.
does nothing.
No, fair enough.
So yeah, that was fun, but that took up a lot of my second year, I think. Like, yeah, it was quite a daunting job.
What was your experience with clubbing in Oxford? Because when I did go to Cambridge, there was only 2 clubs, and they just played ABBA.
Lola Lows and I know.
Like, what's that all about, man?
So there are 2 clubs. There's Attic, and then there's Bridge, but I think Attic is closed down now. The reason why I'm saying I think is because I don't really go clubbing. I don't drink alcohol. Like I only started like this summer to like start drinking alcohol. So I never like have that like, oh, like, let's go clubbing. Never had that urge. But when we do go, like there's obviously like there's different sections that have different type of music. So like all like the ethnic people would be like in the hip hop arm.
Is it like rooms?
Yeah.
Oh,
so like
that's nice.
It'll be nice to be like with your people, just like the bangers are coming on. But then also there's this like event. There's this guy who does like events, and it's called 6 Milli, which is essentially like purely just like bashment, hip hop, like Afro beats. Like, so he holds events like Halloween parties. Like we always go to his Halloween parties, or like Valentine's, like events throughout the year. So that we can go to. So that's where like the like.
No, it's good
your
that you have that.
So it's not like absolutely dead.
No, it's not dead. I would never be like, oh, let's go to attic. Never. I would never be like, wake up and be like, let's go to
Let's
the club.
go.
Never. Like, in first year, quite a bit. In third year, I think I only went clubbing once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have another segment for you, which is called Blind Rankings.
Okay.
And this time, it's basically, we're going to give you 5 universities.
Okay.
Like the
doing
TikTok
unis.
Should be pro. You know the blind ranking TikTok filter?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're going to give you 5 options and you won't know what's coming before or after. And out of the 5, you need to put that name or item within a number based on your own like views or opinions. Do you want to do the... You want to do it this time?
I'm excited to do this one.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
so we're doing unis, so you're going to blind rank these unis. It's number 1 being the best, number 5 being the worst.
Okay.
Alright, your first uni is LSE.
Okay.
No explanation, it's just quick fire.
Okay, 2.
2, okay. Exeter.
4.
Bristol.
5.
SOAS.
Oh. What did I put at 3 then?
Coventry.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Okay, 1.
Coventry has
There's nothing wrong with Coventry, guys. But I will say I would put Exeter number 5. I don't know how you ended up with 4.
Yeah, I met an interesting guy from Exeter. That's all I'm gonna say.
I used to chat to someone who went to Cobb.
Did you?
Yes.
From Exeter?
Cobb.
Oh, from Cobb.
I see.
Yes, so...
Hi guys, our cameras have died on us unfortunately, but I just wanted to film a little outro clip to say massive thank you to Geli and a bye. Bye.
Thank you for having me.
It's okay, I've had a little fun.
Thank you.
To have you, and we'll have you back again for sure.
Course.
And we'll see you guys next week with another episode.
Bye-bye.
No, we're not done.
Oh.
Before we finish, we always ask our guests what's one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yes, oh that ties in nicely.
Yeah.
I would
Quick
say corny, but do you, don't matter what people say, do what makes you happy.
You heard it here.
Thank you so
Be
much
happy.
for coming.
Bye.
Bye bye.